What do you got? What do you got? Do you have a bone? You have a bone? Yeah? She's something else. Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It is still June 1st. It is Thursday, 2023. Beautiful, just a absolutely gorgeous day. I mean, I showed you earlier today. It's about 5:30 now. Still just clear blue, beautiful skies. Just unbelievably gorgeous. Just a fantastic day here. I got up into the upper meadow this morning, cut some more grass, got that done, took care of the bees, popped the top off, took a look at the second box. I didn't pull off the top box to look at the bottom box. I didn't want to interfere, with what they're doing there. But the second box, they're really getting at it. Really cool to see. It's amazing, that process with the bees. I still have to get the electric fence up. That's going to take, and I might need a hand with that. So I'm not sure when Steve is off. Steve's obviously working. So I don't know when his next day off is. I'll have to talk to him and we'll make a plan and we'll get that in. Bees were really active this morning. I had changed the jar out yesterday and they ended up going through a whole jar. And while I was gone, the weather wasn't that great down here. Quite a few colder days, a lot of rain, so they weren't as active, as they would have been normally. But yesterday was gorgeous, so they were very active yesterday. I figured they'd be very active today as well. So we're gonna go take a look. But so I want to talk about the topic of the video, right? Chickens for the homestead for West Virginia. So what I have decided, I mentioned it, I believe. I brought down my incubators on this trip. So I have. So I'll show you how the upper meadow looks now. Walking up that hill. It's like the fourth time today, and it never gets easier. But anyway, lower meadow looks beautiful now, or upper meadow, I'm sorry, looks beautiful. And so, looks great. Now, I have to admit, yesterday I had done around the graveyard, did around there, and I did this section over here. And so I was getting ready to leave, and Steve was off. And he was like, hey man, you want me to do any grass cutting? I said, that would be awesome if you want to. I'm not going to tell you no. So I had done all around there. So I had he finished up the rest of that behind in that area. And then he cut this. I had cut this just before I left, but it was definitely due again to be cut. So he did that as well. But getting back to the chickens. So while I was up in New York, obviously we have a rooster, so we're getting fertilized eggs. And so I grabbed a couple dozen eggs, and I am going to incubate. We're just going to come over here so we can see the jar and see how much is left. Yeah, okay, so if you can see over there, the jar itself, you see the bees are pretty active today. Again, just a beautiful day. They got about half that jar gone already. By the time tomorrow, I'll probably switch that out. I did it about 10:30 this morning. I'll probably do it about the same time. The rest of that jar will be gone. That will be completely empty. So, but the bees are super active, as you can see there, which is great. They're doing well. But, so anyway, back again to the chickens. So I will be incubating chicks from eggs from the New York homestead. So the chickens will be descendants of the chickens from New York. And so that should be pretty cool. and we'll see what we end up getting. I'm going to do 24 eggs. So whatever we get, you know, we'll go from there, and we'll see what kind of. I have 3 of thick necks eggs that I have, and so obviously all 3 of those are going to be, you know, incubated. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm going to show this view again. Just look how gorgeous that is. I mean, it's amazing. And then let's go walk up here again, just so you guys can see this view. When we looked at this property for the first time, literally stood in this spot, saw that view, and said, oh my God, that's amazing. And I just knew, excuse me? I just looked at that view and was like, yep, this is the place. So, yeah, it was just, I got very, very fortunate with this property, and I know it. We've done a lot of work here already. I mean, even here, all right, if you look at that level, that's how high this is where I'm standing now was. So it was much higher. The bulldozer guy came in and opened this up for us, and we're on bedrock on the top of here. So there was nothing he could do. He couldn't get any lower down, because I was going to have him take more of that top off if he could, but he was not able to. So, you know, that's the way it's always going to be. When you drive, okay, when you come up from there and you hit the top, I've had several people say, I think Roy was one of them, the first time he came here, he got to the top, he goes, I stopped the truck. He goes, I couldn't see. He goes, I didn't know what I was driving. I was driving off of a cliff. But that's how, you don't realize how steep this is, again, until you come down here and you walk it. But, so anyway, we're going to have chickens here at the homestead. I think it's important that we get that rolling, and we're going to see how these eggs do. And hopefully we get some baby chicks out of them, and we'll see what happens. But it should be fun, and should be an interesting experiment. I've never done chickens with an incubator before, so again, there's going to be obviously a learning curve with that. But I think that it's important, you know, moving forward with our progression of things, of what we're doing. So once I do get it set up, which would be in the next day or two, I will show you guys all of that, and you know, let you see, you know, what that looks like, what I did, what I had to do, and all that type of stuff. And I'll explain that more when we get to that point. But yeah, so, you know, like I said, in the lower meadow looks awesome now as well. So everything is good. Everything is right in the world, I guess, if you want to call it that. That I do have to get the weed whacker out, though. I do have to do that, but that may wait till the weekend when I have more time. Time, it's amazing how that works. You get locked into doing things, and you have commitments, and you have other obligations, and you just you have a window to get some certain things done. So that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, folks, so we will be having chickens here at the homestead. Going to start them soon, and looking forward to that. Just another progression of what we're doing down here, and being able to have eggs, you know, and that's going to be a while before we have eggs. So that's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while for those chickens to mature, and you know, and those type of things. So once the chicks are here, I may start getting eggs over the course of the winter, you know, but in the course in wintertime, it's not going to be as much. So I really don't expect any decent production until next spring. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, it's a start, and we'll get it going. But so I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your week is going well. It's going by very, very fast. Remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we truly will be in much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? Again, set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. All right? Be safe, everybody. Keep prepping. Keep getting ready. We never know what's going to happen. Until that other shoe drops, just continue to make forward progress. And when it happens, deal with it accordingly. All right? Have a great day. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 and Miss Hella. Out for now. What, baby? You a good girl? Yes.